Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Chrissy Sawyer here. Welcome new subscribers and thank you all for your support with the channel. We're growing. Something bonkers has just happened. I was reading a passage from a book. I read it out loud. I'll read it to you in a minute. And the heavens opened and it came down in stair rods. And when I finished reading, I closed the book, put the book down, and it stopped. There's nothing now. There's some craziness. Okay, right. I have a few notes. So what I'm going to do is just update you with the Venus movement, with the current astrology, but it's that long because I don't want to get overwhelmed in, as one of my subscribers put it, the mother load. That did make me giggle. Okay, so today is the new moon in Cancer. Yeah, home, family, foundation, hearth, and home, coming home to self. Yeah, and that's going to fuse with the next bit, which is the shift in the nodal axis. So on the 13th, the north node moved from Taurus into Aries. So we're going from fixed, struggling to speak, to cardinal. Is that right? Fixed. Yeah. So we're going from fixed earth to cardinal fire, north node. And I'm distracted, I'm sorry. And today, tomorrow, the south node follows and it moves from Scorpio into Virgo. Okay. So we have a cardinal axis, which means, which means the eclipses will happen in cardinal energy. So cardinal is speaking to self-managing leadership. The Aries Libra axis it's the self and its relationship. And Libra wants to bring balance and justice and equality. And so it's going to challenge the how do I put this? Archetypical values of Aries in the me, in the self-serving. And bring to it this point of light, which is going to come from ourself. So again, we've had for a long time now this 1221 energy, so which is speaking, yeah, but whose authority? It's literally 1313. Okay, so that's speaking of progression. Ooh, the field's moving. That shifted my temporal lobes, and I'm covered in pen ink. Okay, yeah, I'm just being guided. Right, this is where I get carried away, and I want to keep it this light because I just want to let the cards speak today. Okay, I've got some goggle flare. So nearest damn it, we now have a new north and south node. And you're going to feel that, especially in new moon energy, it's just going to feel some kind of way today. Okay, so that's the here now update. Some follow-ups on the Venus retrograde, which begins on July the 23rd. Okay, so it's just going to ramp the rest of July. So Venus is going to go retrograde in Leo on the same day as Chiron goes retrograde in Aries. Okay, and I just want to give you a quick heads up of 2 August dates. So as I was studying, as I've continued to study this, the Venus pentagram book, I notice in August, on about August the 8th, Venus will cross Lilith in Leo. Okay. I'll do a reading on it. Unless messages come out today, I'll do a reading on it nearer the time. And then on the 13th of August is the Venus retrograde Cazimi. So that's when Venus and the Sun kiss in the same sign, and that will be happening at 20 degrees. So it's talking about unity in Leo. Okay, so August the 8th, Venus crosses Lilith. August 13th is the Venus Cazimi. And that's it for my notes. That is it, because I want to play. And so I felt some bookage as I started to prepare for today's reading. And I've picked up a couple of books, and I'm just going to read a few words from each of the books. So the first book is this one. And the words, now that's interesting. To mark the page, I grabbed the first card that came to me. It's coming in on that 20. So if we flow with whatever, I have no idea what's going to come out today. So if we stay in the flow, if you tune into your bodies, tune into what's in your mind, tune into where your thoughts are, where your feelings are, where your emotions are, and just flow. Okay. And so the present rebellion of the elementals against the impositions of mortal men continues, and the wails of those lost in the sophistry of false supremacy will continue even as heaven continues to beckon the sons of source. I'm changing God for source, I don't like God. Onward, step by step, until through their attention on source, their consciousness becomes the sole reality which the ascension flame is. Okay, and then I notice the next page is coming in on that 9, and the reawakening of the divine self. Go back. So before I came to that book, I found 5 decks of cards, which have at some point been put into my cupboard. And so I'm just feeling into these cards, and a couple of cards came out from this deck, which I've forgotten how stunning this deck is. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. Okay, and what came out was 9 again, conscious channeling. Okay, so that came out before I picked the book up. And the book has given us number 9, the reawakening of the divine self. That's just a coincidence, right? Okay, it is torrentially raining, and the light is going to do all sorts of funny things today. It is torrentially raining. Okay, reawakening of the divine sense. That's going to speak straight into that Aries Libra axis, because we're bringing it home now into the first house of self. And we're looking at, let's say, what we've achieved and how we have accomplished ourselves. That's an interesting phrase. In the last 18 months. I was reflecting on this the other day so I could bring you something useful. And I hadn't fully seen it, but in the last 18 months, I have literally burned down my professional identity on camera. And Taurus Scorpio is Taurus's personal resource. And so the last 18 months has taken me deeper and deeper and deeper into my cells, deeper into my psyche. So I'm going to personal resource. And then Scorpio has birthed Zeta Ophiuchi. That's what I've been doing. But it just kind of happens so incrementally. Sometimes we forget to look at the big picture. Okay. And coincidentally, this card came out, and Serapis Bay is a guide that I have worked with for more than 10 years. Keeper of the Light and the Ascension Flame. So this is speaking to Heart and Kundalini. That's most of the work that I've done in the last, whatever, 2008, 15 years, is it? Okay, so that's that. So you can see what's coming in. It looks like a rebirth of the flame. And then I'd like to read from Carl Jung's book, The Big Red Heavy Book. The growing plant sprouts a sapling on its right-hand side. And when this is completely formed, the natural urge to grow will not develop beyond the final bud, but flows back into the stem, into the mother of the sprig, paving an uncertain way in the dark and through the stem, and finally finding the right position on the left where it sprouts a new sapling. But this new direction of growth is completely opposed to the previous one, and yet the plant nevertheless grows regularly in this way without overstraining or disturbing its balance. And I hold these books and I just open them. So that for me is, do I need to explain that? With new growth comes this phase of I can't quite see where I'm going. And a big question that I've stumbled over recently is relationship to change. Do we need to change our relationship to how we handle change? So there's going to be a time question here of what resource are we going to take that next step forward as we push out a little sapling. Shoot, a little shoot. Okay, so that looks like that's framed the questions. We'll start with Black Moon astrology and just see what wants to come in, and then I'm going to go to the Shaman deck and the Lantern Oracle. Thank you. I have no question. Another 9. Can't make this up. Aries, Cardinal Fire. Wow, coming in on that powerful 37. What I'm getting from this is balance, is how to balance the triangle, because triangles are notoriously unstable. That's why they seek the 4, they seek the container or the cube. And this is birthing, you see, there's so much coming together. This is Leo coming in here with the birth of desire, but in a new way. So we're birthing a new blueprint here by being a conscious channel. So we're birthing from the inner flame rather than the outer structure. Yeah. Keep it simple, keep it light is my guidance. What do you associate abundance with? Would you associate abundance with lots of time? Because again, coming in on that mystical 7, the 7 kind of wants to reveal what's hidden. Oh, abundance. Time. Is this something to do with time dilation? Because I can't help feel there's something I can't see or have no way of seeing. Stay open to the possibility. Okay, is the message there? Stay open to the possibility, because within what we can dream is the Capricornian structure, which in and of itself will limit our ability to dream. Got it, right. And so we have Jupiter coming in on the 7, something we don't yet know about. Bear with me. Yes. Okay. Reinvention. This will be the catalyst. Certainly, presently, as the new nodal axis goes like this, what's crossing it is Pluto, now in Capricorn. Okay, so Pluto is going to create this tension point along the axis to guide us back down the chute into the stem and out the other side, and then to climb a bit and go out and back, climb a bit. It's this incremental growth. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's kind of the freedom from that Capricornian accelerated growth. I want it all now. How quickly can I ramp? Just breathe, okay? First card out, just flow. It's the back and the forth, and we might not see this pattern. I remember once I did a course, which strangely enough was called Self-Managing Leadership. I did it with Brahma Kumaris on a 3-day retreat, which was stunning. And we did this exercise where we did a life review, and all we had to remember were like the big events, the big highs and the big lows. And we drew little trees. Okay. And so the big highs we mapped against the tree, and the big lows we mapped against the roots with the horizon in the middle. And then you sit back and you look at the graph that you've just created, And what I'd never seen before until I did that exercise was, yep, lots of highs and lows, but incrementally the curve went like that. And I'd never seen that. And if we get lost in negative thinking, you know, we're in a lot of retrograde energy at the moment. Go back and think again without getting stuck in the old narrative. We might not see that actually over the last 5 years, 10 years, you've grown exponentially. Great message. Thank you. I don't get anything from this except energy in the rear of my skull. Let me see if anything else comes out. So I'm just keeping it open. And the underlying energy, how many times have we seen this card recently? Got the cardinal cross there. Coming in on the 9. Okay, let's get into this because I'm really curious now. I am really curious. What is this telling us? Where am I going? I'm going to Shawn. What is this telling us, please? Another 33. That's the underlying card. Let's see what we've got. Wait. There's something about accessing another time. It's not a timeline. It's another version of time. And there's a compression happening right at the base of the throat. Okay. I'm going to avoid trying to figure it out. This is very new. It's new energy. I'm not familiar with it. But at the moment, I feel very expanded, and that's freed up now. Okay. See, and that's giving me dimensional gateway. Obviously, this speaks to harvest. These weird energies. Okay, look, on a mundane level, who is experiencing some of the weirdest weather? I know I'm English, preoccupied with weather, but who is experiencing some of the most bonkers weather I've ever witnessed? We're going from sunshine to thunder and lightning in a minute. Now the sun is out, but the sky is bruised dark blue. So this wants to meet this and this. Ah, okay. What are we accessing here? And this. Obs. This speaks to me of expansion as well. And immediately I get the question, who do I want to be in this? Have we had that before? Who do I want to be in that? Which seems like a really tiny little question, but it'll challenge the whole karmic wheel of where we pick our behavior from the filing cabinet that's behind us. Because what we're birthing at the moment is, this is so new, it scares me to death. And that might be a new sentence. It might be as tiny as that, where you would normally say this, which might go to people pleasing, which might go to being the good girl, good boy, which might go to enabling, even gaslighting, whatever your jam is, to something completely brilliant, as in full of light, that causes a ripple. Because we've chosen who we want to be. Self-managing leadership. Who do I want to be in this? Who do I want to show up as? Have I got the courage to show up as that? Okay, how am I doing? How am I doing? Let's go to T. No, let's not go to the Lantern Oracle. I am curious about did you about I'm noticing how shy these cards, they're turning and going back in. I'm curious about how expansive this is. Yeah, it is. It is. I get it. It's like an expansion pack. And I'm noticing that words are not coming easy, which tells me there's something really new here that I can't quite figure out yet. Voice activation, again, we had this the other day. So this is speaking about an angelic attunement. Oh, interesting. Arthurian light codes. Arcturus has been all over the place recently. So, recalling power, future thinking. So I'm being shown a vault or a safe. It isn't open, I'm just seeing it. See, it looks like she's just becoming plasma or dripping light. This is like, it's like the dematerialization. And I'm getting eclipse season with this. Okay. Right. Now let's go to the lantern deck. Seriously, I'm just getting the words squeeze me, hold me, love me. Don't know what any of this means. Oh, interesting. Oh, tell me more. Tell me more. Okay, yeah. I'm going to go to the sentence deck. A question's just come in, which is, how do I get my emotional needs met in relationships? Because the card that's just flown out is the key to intimacy. Intimate love is a core need to be met in relation to ourselves and those closest to us. The journey to intimacy often includes learning what love is not. We have a question on this. Question. What's the indicator? What's it again? Oh. Okey-dokey. Leaves up. In how many ways do I judge others before really knowing them? Have you ever in your life made a judgment about somebody which is perfectly human, but where the judgment closes a door to anything else, that's something else? If judgment has a big glowing question mark over it, then we remain open. Okay, so I'll leave that question there. Where was the other one? Where do I feel left out, powerless even? Okay, as if you're standing in that light of love. Then you become witness to it all. Okay. And this speaks not only to the age of Aquarius, How do I embrace my diversity and bring that into the collective? But it also speaks to the Aries Libra. It definitely speaks to the Aries Libra and bringing our uniqueness and authenticity into the house of relationship. It's fantastic. I love it. It's preparation. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Okay, so we have the key to intimacy. And might it be an idea to play with if you grab your journal and write one paragraph on your relationship to intimacy? Into me, I see. Okay, because that is all a reflection of you as the broadcaster. You broadcast your energy signature and it's reflected back to you. What questions do we need to ask? Okay. Right. I don't use this deck often, but it is exquisitely beautiful. And a card on the top. Cultivate love. Cultivate love. Which again, in the house of relationship, that's going to speak to what's your relationship with self-love? How do you feed yourself? Is food fuel? Or is it part of an intimate relationship? When you rest, do you get the unctuous, restorative? Do you allow that in? This is a re-evaluation. This is a re-evaluation of first person. That's that first person relationship, and it's owning our I don't like that word. I like that. Owning our attraction, owning our attractiveness from a physics point of view. What are we attracting? What are we attracting towards us? And what are we putting out? There is a level of responsibility here, but I don't want to lay that heavy, burdensome responsibility. Yeah, thank you. It comes back to who do I want to be in this? That could be anybody. Who do I want to be? Cultivate love. It's so beautiful. Are there any more messages from this? So how do I cultivate love for myself? How do you cultivate love for yourself? Wow. This card has just gone right through the deck and come back out. This card was underneath that card. Make it tangible. How do I love myself? Make it tangible. Can you feel it? Or is it a mind hack? Make it tangible. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Okay. So if I ask, what are the sun's out now, it's beautiful. What are our opportunities for healthy change? And we're going to go crystal mandala for this. What are our opportunities for healthy change? How can we challenge ourselves? Because Aries loves the challenge. Aries just get shit done. They don't mess about. Harley is coming out with black obsidian. Oh my God. That is, I'm just picking this up because it's staring at me. That is Sweat Lodge energy. Medicine wheel. Sacred revolution. I do not need your permission or approval. I get clockwork with this. Literally like the inner workings of a clock. That's time again, isn't it? There's something with time. If any of you magical, mystical beings get a download, any download, doesn't have to be about time, pop it in the comments. Sacred revolution. What makes something sacred? Do we use that prefix to make it special? Is that how we compete with one another? Oh, but it's mine's sacred. What if I say sacral? Sacral revolution. We're talking about creativity, sexual power. Yeah. I'm going to that deck next. Talking creativity and sexual power, that's the deck. Sacral revolution. So if we're talking about Goddess Kali and Black Obsidian, I'm literally speaking to dark spirit here. Feels gorgeous. And notice where your mind went, because it feels gorgeous. It does feel very gorgeous, right in the bottom of the belly. Oh, reminding me of which, if you go to the community tab, I've popped a little video on there. It's 10 minutes. And it's just this little physical session to work with the vagus nerve. It's good. So is that connected to sacral revolution then? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So sacral revolution. Yeah, wow, Jesus, this is really going to challenge some people, men and women. The inner masculine and the inner feminine, whether it's esoteric or exoteric, it's really going to challenge that relationship point between expressing yourself powerfully and sexually. I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about Kundalini coming straight out in the voice, really powerful. Feels good, feels good. And two others that came out. Interesting. We now have blue obsidian and angel amethyl. This might be as simple as expressing yourself, throat chakra, in a different way. Oh, okay. Okay, we've got Leo in the house. God. Is it 26th of July that Lionsgate begins? We have a massive convergence happening of energies. And my left leg is itching. I'm just noticing that. A massive convergence. We've got Venus and the nodes and Lionsgate coming in. Goddess Sekhmet and fire agate. Oh, it's going to be some mischief. There's going to be some mischief. Where's the deck gone? I was just asking, what's the underlying card? And the underlying card is Polychrome Jasper with Angel Kaliel. Sacred play. Look at all this sacral energy. This is passion and power and authority. Personal authority. Never authority over, never authority imposed upon, but standing in that personal authority in a position where you've cut all ties with any kind of expectation of what's going to come back. That's what power is. It's free. It's just free to express. It's going to be some really unique giftedness coming out, really unique. It feels really light, fabulous energy. Okay, where are we going next? Oh, we're going to Priestess of Light, aren't we? Okay, I'm going to start wrapping it up now. I don't know how long I've been on. Okay, let's start wrapping this up, please. What do you have to tell us about this massive energy? Oh, no, no. That's way too much. They'll come out again if they need to speak. What a mess. Made a mess. Talking about alignment. Because decisive focus can be attached to the ego, our egoic expression, our egoic needs and wants, our egoic sense of self-importance. But when we are aligned to our higher self, well then, we don't need permission or approval. We just need to make a commitment to that relationship. That's beautiful. Thank you. What am I going to call this? We've been all over the place, haven't we? I'm going to call it Keeper of the Light because that's you. Okay, this is what Keeper of the Light looks like. I like how she's using the animal kingdom as the go-between. The soul bridge. Okay. Last message will be from the abundance deck. Let's wrap this up, please, for today. Ooh, I might just have found a new title. Okay, first card out. Guidance. Okay, guidance. So remember, we started with flow, which is basically saying slow. I didn't mean to be corny with a bad rhyme, but slow down and tune in. Okay. Decisive focus from source, what needs to happen here. From source. As an expression of source, who do I want to be in this? I think we've actually had a video called Outrageous Openness, but I'm going for it because with all of this fire in the field, if we're not being a little bit outrageous with it, what are we doing? Are we tempering it? Outrageous openness. Yeah, words. But with this one, when you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. That's it. I'm gone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your likes and shares and subscribes and for your comments. I really value them. They're beautiful. That's it. I will see you all again soon. Much love. Bye-bye.